Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Today, we're actually going to be talking about one of the most powerful tools in your business toolbox, and that's really just setting goals and goal setting in general. So we're not going to talk about just some vague dreams here, but actually set some and teach you how and show you how to set some clear, high-level financial goals, actually provide and guide your daily decisions. I'm reminded of in Proverbs 21:5, the plans of the diligent certainly lead profits, but anyone who is reckless only becomes poor. This really captures what we're going to dive into today. When your goals are clear and grounded in real stewardship, you can lead your store with peace and focus, even in the middle of some chaos. And today I want to share a real life study with you from one of our clients, Chris, who lived this out in a big way. My name is Jacob Curtis. I'm a CPA, certified proud first professional, and your financial guide. My mission is to really make things simple for you, and that's help business owners like you get paid, master your cash flow, and run a business that actually gives you the freedom that you're looking for, that you set out to get. Now, I started Curtis Accounting Solutions because most business owners don't need just another spreadsheet. What you really need is a system that actually works for you. Even when inventory is up and down, you have seasonal sales and swings, and the cash flow is pretty chaotic. That sounds like you in your world. You're in the right place. Do me a favor, drop a comment, hit that like button, share the video, and let's dive in. So, kind of give you a little background about Chris. He runs a store with his wife, and they were in the middle of a big transition. They're moving from an old POS system to Shopify. And at that time, they were wrestling with some tax adjustments, piles of inventory, and even some real life surprises, like the FedEx truck run into and take down their power line, cause damage to their building, as well as, took out their power. Chris told me straight up that the reports that we were sending him made him say that they're sending because they had too much inventory, not enough cash, and not really sure how they're going to pay themselves. Does that sound familiar to you? Well, Chris's situation isn't really unique. A lot of recreational sporting goods stores and specialty retail often fall into that same kind of a trap. Sales spikes during those busy seasons, and that creates a false sense of security. Owners invest too much in inventory or marketing, and then when sales slow way down, the cash dries up. On top of that, Chris's industry is changing pretty drastically with his store. Fewer people are being interested in the products and things that are selling, and many longstanding stores that have been around for 20, 30 years are actually shutting down. And so Chris, without his long-term financial goals, without having some clear financial goals, making decisions was really just based on the stress of the day and what needed to be done that day to get things going, instead of having a long-term vision and kind of a focus of where they wanted to go. And that's kind of where we stepped in. We helped him set up a product first instant assessment, which gave him some ideas about where money was going. We helped him define some high-level goals, setting a goal to build out a 3-month reserve, paying himself consistently every month, and maintaining some healthy profit margins. Now, instead of saying, I just need to survive September, Chris had the clear vision of what financial health actually looked like. Those big picture goals became the filter for every daily decision that they were doing. Is this going to help me achieve one of these 3 goals? What do we need to do that? Now, with the Profit First system, Chris set up a 6 bank account. We have the income, profit, inventory, owner's comp, tax, and operating expenses. As an example, in his situation, if $100,000 comes in, he's going to allocate 50% of that to go right into inventory to replace the inventory that was just sold. 1% is going to go into, or $1,000 is going to go into the profit, tax, and owner's comp accounts, and then the rest of that, 47,000 or 47%, is going to go into their operating expenses the overhead expenses. So now, instead of really guessing and stressing about where the cash is going to go, Chris could see at a glance and answer the question, do I have enough to order more inventory? Can I afford payroll this week? Is my profit growing, right? All of those things were solved by implementing Profit First and cash flow management system, helping him to drive that clarity and reach their high-level financial goals. Now, Chris is switching to Shopify, and when he switched, it wasn't just a tech upgrade. It was actually became a goal anchor, because Shopify reports made sales simpler. They also implemented Thrive, which is an inventory management tool, which gave some real inventory tracking across multiple channels. And so Chris knew exactly how much cash was tied up in inventory. We had some accurate numbers, which meant just to check on their inventory and figure out their inventory to cash ratio each and every month. Now, the tools weren't just software. They were the compass pointing back to where their financials needed to go. This provided them the information to figure out what they needed to do to align the day-to-day decisions with their long-term financial goals. So this new system, Chris's system, really also helped protect them from the common traps I see all the time, which was, no more blowing all of the money away on Black Friday sales and ads and stock, no more over-ordering inventory because of supplier discounts when they came through, no more tax time surprises because, money for taxes was already being set aside through the Prop First system. And maybe more importantly, they actually had accountability to something, right? They had a goal they wanted to reach to, and they were accountable to that. And then they had somebody like myself who was guiding them and helping them keep their focus on those goals and make sure they were realistic and achievable, even when things became and felt uncertain. So the results, Chris now pays himself consistently. There's no more waiting until whatever's left over to get paid. They're building towards a 3-month reserve, a cushion for those slower seasons. Their financial reports are clean, simple. They understand what they're looking at and aligned with their daily choices to help them align their daily choices with those goals. And more importantly, Chris has realigned and regained his confidence and peace of mind. They're no longer making decisions in panic mode, but from a place of clarity and stewardship. So here's the big takeaway. When you actually set high-level financial goals and then align your daily cash habits to those goals, you stop chasing sales and start building profit and peace. Remember back to that scripture in Proverbs, the plans of the diligent certainly do profit, but anyone who is reckless becomes poor. This is exactly what Chris has done. He's planned it out. Diligence isn't really glamorous, but it's all about those daily allocations, being intentional, making those intentional choices, and that commitment to stewardship that really lead to financial freedom. So if you have any questions or need assistance with managing your company's finances, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help you turn inventory chaos into some predictable profit and experience some real financial freedom. You can schedule a call by scanning the QR code or going to jacobcurtiscpa.com, and I'd be more than happy to talk with you and figure out a good solution for you. And again, don't forget to follow me, Jacob Curtis CPA and Curtis Accounting Solutions on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and YouTube. Thanks all for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.